And we are live once again. I am your host, Jason. This is the Brick Stop Live, and we have Jim in the house as well, of course, as co-host, co-conspirator. We're here. Actually, probably shouldn't now with all of those things going on. We're not going to use that term.
No,
I was like, yeah, I've just been hearing that.
Anyone who knows me will agree with that, mate. It's fine.
Partners in crime. We got Chris Jones and Spacer Nate jumping in, saying hello. We'll drop those guys in the chat. We got a few people actually in here. We got
for sure.
So feel free to drop a comment. Let us know you're lurking, and we'll try to put those up on the screen. Yeah, and so this is a little tongue-in-cheek. The slide here. We're going to be talking about the smart brick, kind of our own opinions and feelings. This is all a feeling-based episode. This is hot takes and pretty much it's all our own takes. These are not we're not even really pulling in stats or anything. We're just this is our own impressions. So
we're going to talk about this
highly biased together. Highly biased opinions on these.
But don't let that dissuade you from putting your opinion in, no matter which way you think on this, because I'm very much open to any opinion on this. It's a bit of a weird one. So we're not looking to manufacture an echo chamber here. Like anything Lego does, we want it to be amazing, but you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm with you there. So the rise and fall of the smart brick, it's people say it's dead on arrival. Other people say it's selling pretty well. So, the things that I've seen so far from it, I'm not impressed at all. Actually, I'm not even disappointed because I didn't like the idea in the first place. But we can get into it. We'll talk about how it plays into children playing with it versus adults being interested in it. Yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the set design. So it's going to be actually kind of a pseudo Star Wars episode because that's all we have to really look at. The city ones I don't think actually got released. I think they were test products that were given to a small group of test people to try out the features of the brick.
Right.
That's what I've heard. So I don't know that they'll ever come out at all. So we're not going to look at the city ones. We already did that if you want to see that. And I think it was our first episode. We talked about the smart brick a little bit.
Yeah, we did. In the very first pilot, episode 0. You can check that out.
Yeah.
It's kind of a precursor to this episode, I guess.
This is kind of a follow-up on that, man. I mean, I figured it dropped a couple of days ago. I think people are available now to get it. So I figured we kind of just
we left off there. We'll see what happens when it drops. So it's the organic place to pick it back up again. So here we are, the rise and fall, and other news too.
So here we go. We got Crusader. Hey, we got Trick Bricks. Hey guys, it's been a crazy week for me. So thanks for keeping me company while I try to catch up on work. Welcome, always welcome, Tricks. You got some good
nice one, Jamie. You get that work done, dude. You can do it.
Yep. And we got Lorm System in the house. He knows why they made it. He's been doing some deep dives. I'm not going to get into it. He's been doing deep dives, and he's found some stuff that might make your skin crawl.
Mate, I can't wait. I'm so here for this, Lauren. Come on.
Yeah. So they got some connections to some companies that we don't appreciate, and some other things going on there. But we're not going to really use this show to throw dirt at Lego because we're not. I mean, most of the stuff we talk about is going to be classic vintage stuff, and then we're going to backload it with a bunch of mocks and the things that you can do with the Lego you already have. Yeah, we'll talk about some releases and stuff like that, but hit up Lorem System if you want to know some dark history. So, and then Game Gurus in the house as well. Hello. Yeah, so we got the people in the house. Drop in the comments. Feel free to do so. Thank you for all the people who joined over the weekend to the channel or the week, and drop a like and a subscribe and all the things, and ring the bells and do the stuff so that we can keep growing and keep doing the show. And now, without further garbage, here's the smart brick system of play. Yeah, I mean it's kind of, I don't even know, like it's such an off topic we're so like grounded in classic primary color castle and space, and then we're jumping into a licensed theme that has a gimmicky tech light brick sensor thing in it. It's so off our beaten track. We might lose. I
can still appreciate a bit of nice, tasteful Star Wars. It's not completely been stamped out in me yet, not quite. But if I see a beautiful X-Wing or Falcon design, I'm the first one to say. I think of the things I'm looking at, the thing I like the most is the gun turret and the yellow ladders. I always quite like those, but even then, I'm just thinking of divers. So yeah, I'm not dead impressed. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's kind of I mean, there's so much to unpack here. It's hard to know where to start. I mean, you got the paywalls, so it's a pay-to-play system. You've got the interaction with the smart tags as opposed to just like a color system. I know there's like 4 colors that it interacts with as well, but I think it was Baffman Bricks or whoever. He's jumped in here a couple of times. He did a whole video on how they could have integrated this into a full color spectrum thing, and you wouldn't have to buy the smart tags and figs necessarily if they had integrated it into a basically a unifying tech brick that you could totally employ in multiple ways in your own mocks and stuff. Now you can do that a little bit with this, but it's very limited to the smart tags, smart figs, and 4 colors. So so that seems like what's going on. Now, I watched most of M&R Productions. I think he's one of the biggest Star Wars Lego channels out there. He's a bit of a divisive character. I found out because I posted something about him, and people were like, but he got a hold of these before they released. So if you really want to in-depth look at all the sound effects, all the like things that they could do in every feature of every set, you can take a look at his stuff. That's where I kind of formulated some of my opinions on this.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, as far as set design goes, terrible for most of it. People were saying the Falcon looked okay and was kind of cool. Play scale Falcon. I think it looks like garbage. I hate it. It looks.
Why is it so big in the middle?
Yeah, it got super squished.
Like a calzone.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad design. I don't know why people thought this one was kind of the better one out of the ones. So as far as designs go, the side builds, I'm kind of running on here, but like as far as the designs go, most of the side builds I actually like a lot.
Yeah, the side builds take it. This is shocking.
And then the main sets, partially hamstrung by trying to smash a big smart brick into the thing. The smart brick's too big for a lot of these. Like, I mean, we can jump. We'll kind of maybe break it down a little bit more. But like these ones, how you have to put a whole 2x4 plus brick thing behind these figs to make them make sounds. It already makes everything clunky. You can see here again. We're just gonna throw it up here. This whole rigged up system for Yoda and the Force stuff. It's just too big. These things are too big to make the play seamless. So
is that supposed to be levitating those crates with the Force? Why have why do they not just printed translucent? Was it like it's black?
They have these in translucent. I'm pretty sure. They have these parts in translucent. It makes.
Are they making a point? Do you see the mechanics? We're going into like technique Star Wars territory. What the heck is going on there?
I don't know, dude. Here, let's just pull up some comments before we get.
So glad I was born in 1987.
My quick take: Smart Brick is just another flash in the pan for Lego. They always done this stuff like this and never last long. They just can't get it through their heads that the brick is enough. From Trick Bricks.
I think
I'm a fan of the Angus. Wait, what? Angus McLean has?
I'm a fan of the one Angus McLean has.
I don't know what that one is. Are you talking about the guy that did the Wall-E build? Is he the designer of the Wall-E and the director of the Buzz Lightyear movie? Did he do something funny about it? Or is he the guy that does the big like Instagram reels with the Blacktron Renegade where he keeps adding stuff to it? That might be him.
Possibly.
And then what a dumpster fire. Black
so
in the house. I'm proud of my Lego fan pushing back on the smart bricks. Yeah, I mean, so interesting enough. Let's just
I don't want to hate it and I want to love it. Like I say, there's always that. I just want to always make sure I pretense that if anyone just drops into this in post and thinks it's just some hate fest, like it's not that. Like I want.
Yeah,
I root for Lego even now, even after all the turgid stuff. It's just, and it's very easy to say I could have done that better. There's a lot of thought that goes into this stuff. We know all this. We do it ourselves. Like we understand all of those. Let's take those for granted, put those to one side, and then say, even still. Knowing all that, I think things could have been handled. We could have had something a lot different to what we've had previously and smart. And I just don't know whether it feels like a bit more of a sort of lackluster delivery. It's a bit of it's a bit anticlimaxial now. I see some of these sets and the intended use, and fair enough. We can be convinced the scope for improvement later down the line, and everything has to start somewhere. You know, I want to try and give the devil its due and not be too biased. Sure. Not just for the sake of it either, but you know, I must presume that there's something I don't know about this or something that unique about this. But again, I am not impressed. I am not impressed. And it's not personal. It's just, it's not.
No. This is the kind of thing, like, I'm fine with a little bit of tech, and we can get into that later. We'll actually look at some of the older versions of this, or at least what was good enough for the past generations. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm fine with a piece of tech that can integrate into something, a sound box, a light thing, whatever it is, even a nice lighting system with maybe those, I don't know. I mean, we're going to talk about this a bit, but like the little circuit plates that you could connect lights into and stuff like that. I'm fine with pieces of tech in it. But making it the main feature of these sets and then making it behind like paywalls and then making it needing to be like I don't know, man, like the battery systems, the whole thing, like the charging system isn't great. Like there's some weird stuff going on with that. So I guess what I'm saying is this is very, and again, like, I guess laying off what you said, I do want things to succeed. I think Lego's cool. And if we get more parts that make everything better, especially if you can integrate them into mocks and stuff like that, that's awesome. But this just doesn't quite seem to be it, I guess. It just didn't hit, in my opinion. So let's see. I did talk to Classic Style Castle. He's jumped in a couple of times, but he talked to me, or he messaged me earlier this morning. He said he actually went in and he had his kids kind of wanted to play with the smart bricks. Ironically, they were sitting on the charger for 2 hours, so the kids didn't get to play with them because they were charging for too long.
Here we go. The beginning of the problems.
But they did enjoy playing with the bricks without them being charged, which is kind of the
point. Who would have thought?
So they had fun with the sets without the smart bricks.
It's almost like it's Lego or something.
Yeah. So let's talk briefly about whether this is a good move or a good direction to make 4+ Lego sets cost over hundreds of dollars. You know, I mean, we got these sets. I guess we don't really need to break down each set. I like the little, you know, I mean, I like the side builds. Like I said, well, the gun is.
Side builds are ace. I like that little rover. All the, you know, that side build's really nice on this. No complaints at all, including the yellow ladder, little setup, even that little simple bit. Yeah, the X-wing's not terrible. It's just I don't know. I can't help but thinking they hid it better when it was like 4x8x3 in the 80s than they have with this. They incorporated that chonky thing in better. This is kind of cool. There's some cool stuff here. Like again, like the side. Again, they look at the side builds are dead good. I think it's because I've seen so many Lego TIE Fighters now that it's like, you know, I've just been overwhelmed for so long by A-wings and TIE Fighters that I'll never see one and be like, whoa, that's so new and different, because they're all much of a muchness. But these side builds are nice. That Imperial black and blue color scheme on that octagonal plate's nice as well.
Yeah. That's really nice. That actually calls back a little bit to the more classic Star Wars designs.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I was saying with some of these, I mean, I got tired of making slides, and I just threw the rest on one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Here they are. But
it works well.
What I was saying is or what I was telling you a little bit is, I do kind of like I don't care like them getting a little downscaled. Like the TIE Fighter for the Solo movie was absolutely gigantic. It was larger than the TIE Fighters actually are in the movie to the scale of the figures. And it's like, that's stupid to me. I got it because I was trying to get all the Solo sets at the time, whatever. You know, I was kind of into Star Wars before it all kind of fell off the wagon or went off the rails. But
no, of course.
I don't mind these scaling down. Actually, it's that system scale a little bit. I don't hate that.
That's my favorite thing about this. My favorite thing, the only thing keeping me thinking this is not that bad, I quite like the Cantina then on that scale, and I like your discussion that scale, apart from them ridiculous black technique bits that they're supposed to be just air.
Totally. So scale-wise, I don't have a problem with it. Some of the design actually isn't terrible.
Where Greedo's sitting there in that little alcove. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm seeing it and I'm thinking, agreeing with you, like this isn't bad. This is nice. If you think, you know, comparing that to interiors of castle builds worlds and stuff. Those are some great ideas. I like that. I really like that. So it's not a hate fest. There's some nice stuff going on. Whoops.
Yeah. So no, I'm with you there. I mean, yeah. Again, like if you're just looking at them for design, there's some problems. And again, M&R Productions actually talks about every single one of those. But like, you know, the back of the cockpit of the ATSTs, it's missing. There's no like closure because you're supposed to get a brick back there, but it's like it just kind of stays open. There's a lot of like chunks of the ship's missing where the smart brick sits in, but there's no way to close those up. It didn't even include, like, you know how the horses had that little brick you could put in if you didn't have it connect. They could have just made a part of the set to clip in.
Just made the smart brick, the back door, hinged it.
Yeah. You could have done that. You could have put them inside and put a hinge over it or a hatch of some sort. You could have. They could have been maybe. It's funny because they were all kind of produced in 2002. They got all the figs stamped with that copyright 2022, sorry, 2022. 2007.
Yeah.
That would be kind of impressive.
That would, yeah. It's, so, it's the hand-holding thing again, isn't it? The simplifying and holding your hand. I guess
so. But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess what I'm saying is they could have integrated, if they're going to go all the way to make this, and they had years to do it because it's been years that they've been putting this stuff together and working on it. They could have made like a little filler area where when you can't use the smart brick because, you know, for whatever reason you want it on some other part of the set, you can put your ship kind of back together, a little back end of the ship or a little cockpit or a little area where you can clip those in to fill that empty hole in the ship. So I think that would have been a better move here. Again, though, like I think the problem, and again, we're not trying to completely throw this out the trash, though I think it is kind of not good, and it's not, most of this isn't appealing whatsoever. I think the biggest issue with this whole thing is the system itself and not necessarily the set designs. People don't like the set designs. I think some of them are bad.
No, the set designs is handbags, really, because there's some decent stuff there. And I've seen a lot of this sort of stuff before, so that's whatever it's this. We want to see the new idea. It's a bit. I mean, let me understand this properly. So obviously, I keep seeing this USB charger and this docking station. So you essentially the smart brick functions just for the set that you buy it with, or can you?
No. So the smart brick, the smart brick is.
Universal.
Perfect. So it has 4 sound effects, one going to each color, and then the light I think corresponds with it. So if you put it against the blue sensor, it'll make the fuel sound, like the bubble water. So that will also then, if you're doing the cooking sound, it's the bubbling water, right? So there's the 4 colors corresponding with 4 lights, and then 4 sound effects. Then the minifigures are all. I wouldn't say all, actually, most of the Luke Skywalker ones also say the same thing, and they don't actually say anything. None of the figs have actual lines from the movies. They don't actually talk. They just have a general odd 8-bit kind of representation of their a vague kind of humanoid sort of attempt at speech, which is absolutely insane to me. Like if you can put the little Empire theme song when Darth Vader pops in, you can't have him say, I am your father. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What are we doing? You know,
weird.
So that's crazy. I mean, the smart bricks literally, like, they all sound like if you put the smart fig next to it, they just go. That's it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the Sims sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just
it's like pseudo language. That's ridiculous. That's so pointless. In fact, that's like we said about the robbing the swoosh and all that. They kind of taking the job away from your imagination in a big way there, in my opinion. And like, you know, it's not like it's super universal. Like, okay, you can download loads of extra sound packs. You can get Castle Knight battles and battles for Lord of the Rings of spears hitting each other, and that'll react to green. And then there's a bit of software you can change what green does, and then you put your smart brick in your castle and do some stuff there. Like if it was super universal in that way, and you could do stuff on the computer and put sounds on it, even put your own sounds on it or whatever, then you've got a bit of tech that's like dead flexible and like would be rolled out to brick cons everywhere and stuff with people.
Totally,
like,
because
so predictably exclusive. Like,
to your point, like if it was good and it was a good piece of technology, then it could do that exactly. You could chain them together. You could put sound effects in your mocks. You could light your buildings. This isn't even a good light brick. it's a flashing light brick. It has a couple of different colors of lights and LEDs that flash at the top of it. So it kind of adds like an atmosphere to the ships, but that's all it is. You can't put this in your Lego guarded in and then turn the like warm glow on, with a little remote or a button or a battery box or something. It's useless. It's useless almost, except for if you're using it for this. So, I mean, a couple of other unfortunate things about this. The chargers, the bricks take 2 hours to charge for only 45 minutes of playing. So you're going to be sitting on the charger more than probably playing with them. That's an unfortunate situation for sure. And yeah, man, it's just bad tech. It's bad tech. It's not good. The sound effects a lot of the time are out or are drowned out by the function of the set.
It's so, like, too much effort for what it is.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's a perfect point.
It's too much effort, which makes me believe that's not what it really is. They just wanted to limit people like smart TVs. I don't want to get conspiratorial. I don't want to entertain that stuff. But like, why put the smart brick in my house if it just does this turgid series of rubbish, lackluster stuff? Like, is it? Do you just want another microphone in my house?
Well, and then you guys, if they're not going to add an updatable system to this thing, you gotta wonder. They're either going to have to sell. Well, they're either going to have to sell some sort of thing you plug it into to update it, because it's not connected to your phone, or they're going to somehow, or they're going to make this charger connect to the internet wirelessly without. But then, is that tech that's already in it? Nobody knows. So it's like, oh look, we updated your smart bricks. How? When were you connected to my internet? Like, how did that happen? Is there an app? Maybe there's an app. Maybe we're not. Maybe there isn't.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I was saying. Just with my optimistic side, it's like, if you could like customize your own sounds and load up an app and download. What you want green to be something different. I want it to be like the sound of a spear hitting or a shield, and then I could put it in my Wolfpack Castle when the horse goes under, and I'll make something happen, and it does that. That sort of stuff would be dead flexible. Even not just for Castle, for anything, for space, whatever. But the fact that it's a bit elusive. It's Sith tech.
And it's also Sith tech. Yeah. And it's not like they didn't have time to put this stuff together. That's the only issue I have. It's like, it's not like, oh, this is the first try and we're going to like refine it. It's going to be so good later. It's like, what are you talking about? It's just like, we're all the way at the end here. Like, we've got the tech is out the window in 2026. Like, we have an insane amount of tech. And you guys have done a ton of tech already in your Lego sets. And you've done stuff that was pretty successful, like the Mindstorms programming stuff that you've done. You've done a lot of other things that are pretty decent. I mean, love it or hate it, Mario tech was pretty good. People actually enjoyed it pretty well. Like, it was a successful thing.
I have just had a thought. Yeah. And I'm just trying to, again, play devil's advocate and think, is there something I've missed and I'm being too harsh? And I did have a think. It might be an inclusive thing for people who have sensory needs, or people who maybe can't vocalize sound, so they can still have some direction over what the minifigures do and kind of put themselves in the character and play that way. Totally. It could make like, I'm willing to.
Almost more like
willing to entertain that kind of thing, because that would be good for special needs and sensory needs. That would be a good application. Whether then in that case the sets are appropriate, I'm not sure. Maybe
no, they're not. They aren't. I don't think so. I agree. But going off of your logic, which I actually like, and I think that would be actually really cool and helpful for the community.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Maybe one big set, or maybe two smaller sets, right? That come with the tech. You can buy it for a school. You can buy it for something at your home or something like that. It's a special set. Comes with some cool, maybe it's even licensed. Maybe that's great, but it's really good, and it's for that specific reason. And it's not a whole line of paywall, situations for children. That's what it is. This is what this is. And this is where I kind of take the most issue with it. Again, you can like it or hate it for the sets and whatever the parts and the Star Wars license. It's Star Wars. It's already divisive, right? Like, people hate or love Star Wars. So in the Lego world, especially. But the problem is that these are expensive sets for children, and they don't give you smart bricks in all of them. So they've already created a paywall system where there's only 3 sets that have the smart bricks in them and have the chargers with them. So most of these ones are smart brick compatible, which means they don't come with the charger or the smart brick, and you need to spend at the minimum $70 to buy the one with 1 smart brick. Almost every single one of these sets has places for 2 to 5 smart bricks. So if you want your whole set to work as a whole and interact with other smart bricks, you're in $140 to get 2 smart bricks. So like, and you can guarantee that a ton of grandparents and parents who aren't keyed into the Lego world are going to see Smart Play on the box, buy it. Kid's not going to be able to use it because there's no smart brick in it. Yeah. The whole thing feels kind of scammy. Yeah. And that's where I kind of have a problem with it.
So that you go home, you get a tantrum, and you're forced to go and get the rest of it.
Totally. Or just, you have kids that have sets that it's just a subverted expectation. You thought you were getting them something that wasn't what it was advertised. It's a little sketchy, man. I'm not for necessarily some of that.
My opinion is 1 in 8 billion means nothing, and it's not a dig. And I have but like I don't. 2026 Lego. What are you playing at?
I mean, to an extent, I kind of feel that sentiment as well. Let's pull up some comments. We've left the chat alone. We've left the chat to run on by itself because we've been
game gurus, right? What we've just said. I love how these geared toward kids, and I totally agree with him. But it's so expensive that it's exclusive to it's not very inclusive for them. So whichever way you try and look at it with your sort of optimistic lens, it falls short. So it's not like I'm,
and that's what I kind of take issue with mostly is like, it's either not for kids or it is. And if it is, it isn't because, and I hear the, well, kids don't buy any of the Lego for themselves. It's parents and people, grandparents to buy them for. The kids don't have money. And it's like, well, that has some legs to stand on. That
for sure. But there's a change in time. I mean, obviously, we're always going to come at it by default from the opinion of where we were, because we did save money and go to the toy shop as kids. So it was different. So, and there is still kids that do that. But yes, there's a lot more that are just sort of content to just be more indoor based and tech based, and then get a toy at Christmas and play with it as a novelty. So that has got legs. But still, is that what we're encouraging then? Like, what are we trying to do?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. This just seems like rich kid stuff. Ultimately is what it comes down to. Keep the poors out of our play. I want, you gotta drop.
For all of you virtue signaling, you've managed to do what every conglomerate seems to do these days, and turn dice back on dice main supporters. But there you go.
So it's a little bit of a price out the poor people and keep the money flowing in from the wealthy kids or the wealthy parents, because that's really, I mean, it's a luxury toy already, and it costs.
It's not cheap as it is. Like
no,
without being smart.
On the on the flip side, I mean, the smart figs, people are absolutely losing their minds with those. Most of them seem to be recreations, the ones that people already have already come out in sets. There's a couple of newer ones, but they have terrible printings. If you're a collector of figs or if you're a minifig guy, and again, this is an adult thing more than maybe like teen and adult thing more than maybe a younger kid, but this is bad. They have trash cans printed on the sides to not recycle them because of the tech inside of them. They got prints on the back and prints on the other side with the trademark printed on them. So as far as like collectible figs or keeping your figs clean and looking nice for like Star Wars, especially because Star Wars figs and collectors of Star Wars figs are ravenous. They're out there, they're doing it. So these are all garbage as far as, wanting to have cool Star Wars figs that aren't completely mauled by terrible prints all over the sides and back of them. So that's a big issue with people. I also want to point out one final thing before we get into comparing this to old Lego tech. And then we can kind of do final thoughts. And I'll pull up a couple more comments before we get into it. But the irony here that Lego has created a system that doesn't use batteries is kind of crazy to me, because I think the battery systems work better. They have higher volume, so the sounds aren't so soft. All the older battery box systems, they just seem to be better systems. And the whole thing about well, you can't throw batteries away, so it's bad for the environment. But we gave you a bunch of minifigures that you also can't throw away. So we replaced the battery, the 9-volt battery box, or the AA, AAA battery boxes. We replaced them with also non-recyclable, non throwawayable minifigures that you have to throw in a special place. So I don't know what we're doing at this point. Like, you put the tech somewhere else that you still can't recycle. So good job as far as the environment side goes. That didn't really pan out, in my opinion. So that's kind of my last dig at it. So yeah, there you go. These are the sets. We'll go through them one more time. Kind of, we got the Imperial one. We got the TIE Fighter. We got an A-Wing. They got the little knobs and the funny little triggers on them. Backs are open on a lot of them to get the smart bricks inside. We got the Chibi squashed Millennium Falcon, which is one of my hated ones. I actually just hate it. I'm just going to say it. Like, out of every single one of these sets, I don't know why, but I hate that one the most. Yeah. I like the side builds. I love the little hut with the Jawa in back. That's like one of my favorite things out of this whole wave. Cantina looks kind of cool, except for that stupid smart brick speaker thing in the middle. So that's kind of my final thoughts. What do you think? Like, final thoughts? Any epiphany jump to you as we're
nothing really. I think it's all a bit rubbish. But the set design's not bad. I like the scale. I quite like all these sets. I like a lot of the brick use. Like this. I can generate some influence from that for sure. But I like they're going in on rounded plates on this. So specifically the 4x8. There's some cool stuff.
I don't hate
the builds is my least problem with this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I always just come back to purpose and why sort of thing, because there's some great build stuff going on. As far as Star Wars isn't really my bag. I've got a few bits, but I could appreciate it.
I would say conclusion on this is kind of if you took the smart brick out of the smart play sets, they come with good sets.
Good wave of Star Wars sets.
Yeah. I mean, the figs are kind of nice little variety of figs. We got some nice stuff going on. We got some locations and things we haven't seen maybe in a while. I guess the Yoda's hut has popped up a few times, but like Cantina is always fun, So I mean, overall,
sorry,
go ahead. Well, real quick, I just like the use, and maybe this is just me, but they've used a lot of curved, rounded, even windscreens and sloped pieces and things like that, tiles and round plates and stuff. I actually kind of like rounding it out like that to kind of add its own sort of aesthetic as this new kind of style. I don't hate it. Maybe I'm completely lunatic.
No, I've been working with a lot of these pieces in Castle and stuff. I like it. I love to see that, like the quarter round tile and the domes and those arch tops that you can snot. You've been using those quite a lot. So that's not. I like the build. Again, build is my least of a problem. And have we seen those Technic parts used as an AT-ST's legs before?
I want to say yes, but people had an issue with that because they're not articulated.
No, that's true.
Again, though, I mean,
you could use a part in a pinch, but I can see what you mean about the articulation thing now.
Something else just popped into my head. I'm sure someone else has probably said this already. These aren't 4+. They're too hard for 4+ sets. So the age range for these is going to be from like 5 to like 10. So you got like a 5-year range, because by the time you're 10, maybe 15, 11, 12, like, you're going to not really give a crap about a brick that makes a... I'm pretty good at the noises, actually. Like, they could have just recorded me, paid me $100 million to do it, and I would have probably done a better version of it. That's literally what they sound like.
Woo, TD!
Yeah. I wish it sounded that good.
What's it sound like?
It's not that. Yoda's like... Yoda sounds like that. He's like... They don't talk.
What a joke. What an absolute joke.
It makes me sad, dude. None of this like sound effects for the ships are the actual sounds of the ships. They're just generic space ships. The laser sounds, they're just generic laser. Pew, 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 pew. They're not like actual Star Wars sound effects integrated in. So it's crazy to me. All right, let's pull up a couple of comments, and then we're gonna kind of jump to the next segment of like
comparing. Everyone else thinks.
Yeah, so I'm sure I've literally just left the chat behind. So let's get in Gamer Guru. These are older comments. I'm actually. Oh wait, he already said this one. Sorry, James Westman's jumping in, or Let's see. It definitely could have been done better. The Star Wars was definitely the wrong theme to start with. I hope this first wave doesn't ruin the smart brick. Okay, yeah. I would love to see what it can do, or what they can do with it. Totally fair. I mean, and then we got Lorem System having a knee-jerk not having a knee-jerk reaction, but being skeptical is a mature take. Totally. I'm with you there. Why not just make the lightsabers glow? Yeah. They did back in the day. I mean, you push the head and the lightsaber would glow, but then you couldn't take the lightsaber. They couldn't take the arms off. It was all kind of a little battery inside the minifig.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of cool, but very, again, gimmicky. That's the word that keeps kind of coming around for these. It's kind of a gimmick. And for the amount you pay, for the system, for the complexity of everything, to try and integrate it, it should have been a little bit more than a gimmick. When the payoff is just a that sums it up. Like, that's what you get with a smart brick. Is a burp. Aaron BHB.
No worries, man. Better late than never. All good.
Late.
We're just talking about how this smart brick's dead pointless.
I'm not a gambling man.
Shouldn't be.
Bricks, but I'd happily put a bet on smart bricks disappearing within 2 years. I mean, if it doesn't, yeah.
No, it won't. They'll double down on it like they do with everything.
Lorem System said something, about doubling down, and we should expect here it is a follow-up attempt when the smart brick is no longer relevant. Potentially that could happen. I can't necessarily go through all of these comments, but I'm going to try and pull in people that haven't maybe been highlighted yet. We got General Tron. He's jumping into the absolute dumpster fire of a conversation.
Yeah, well, General Tron just made an important point that £700 if you want all them 5 smart brick sets.
Right, for your 10-year-old to then not care about when they go to high school, and then they sit in your garage till you decide to give them away to somebody.
So, get like the Creator Castles and the Line Knights castle for that. If I was really clever.
Illinois Central Brick Game Guru must have mentioned something about that. Give us a new troll faction or such to work with smart bricks where there isn't preconceived ideas of what they should sound like. Yeah. Or like you said,
well, like I say, you could put your own sounds on it, or buy another palette, or because
that's what I like.
You could instead of buying a CMF, go and buy the Castle pack of sounds and lights, and then do you know what I mean? And download it onto your smart brick, and then it's a Castle smart brick until you go back to your app, and then you've got all the ones you've bought in a save file. So, or just switch them over or whatever. That would give you a lot of flexibility and a lot more usability. And I'm not saying they won't do something like that in the future, but they do. But it's just reeks of over.
Yeah. Well, and if they do that, they would have to make a more sustainable system. They'd have to make the speakers better. They would have to, so that you can't use these ones. They'd have to reinvent it again. Yeah. They would have to make probably a battery or a USB plug for the system that could link together, so that not to name a bunch of alt brands, but like what Lumibricks does. These other, lighting companies that have come up and given you light kits for these official window sets. They have them all chained together, or maybe they have 2 different circuits, right? And then they plug them into battery boxes so that you can have a sustained lighting effect for hours and hours as opposed to 45 minutes, because that's useless at a con if you can only have 45 minutes of sound effects and such in your build, right? So they would have to really reinvent the whole thing, and somehow maybe a chargeable power supply that there you go. I think the point with this is that it was wireless and that you could put it in things and it didn't have to be connected to anything, and so
that's cool. That's good.
Yeah, there's some appeal to that. I'll give them that. Lorem System says it's all a bit rubbish. My sentiment too, Jim.
but my opinion is just my opinion. It doesn't, it's not an attack. It's just, I'm not impressed. I'm just being honest. It could have been great.
Yeah, General Tron, 5 to 10, the age where kids can distinguish between vroom vroom and hey, it doesn't sound like that.
Yeah. Just on the advert, they should have some kid going, "Whoa, space, please!" Then some other kid go, "Stop doing that! Don't make your own noises. Don't you know we've got a smart brick now?" And then he comes on and it goes whatever, and then you do your impression of whatever it sounds like, which is trash. It's just.
You should have been an advisor on the team. Sounds like it should have come to Jim to design the smart brick. I like your ideas better. I like them better already. This is a good one. Arn says, I'm sure that all parents will be so happy listening to the same bloody sounds coming from their
Yeah. No, I don't want to appreciate my child's developmental language leaps and all of their milestones. No. I want to hear this shite sound effect that sounds rubbish anyway, over and over again until I've got a migraine. Thanks, Lego.
Yeah, so that's the other. Also, jumping kind of on the devil's advocate against this being maybe a helpful thing for certain sensory. It's also a damaging thing for people with like a seizure, epilepsy, light sensitivity things, because these lights, as soon as you activate them, they just blink eternally. Like it's just a blinking light forever until it is turned off. Like it's a very distracting blinking light, and then it's a very repetitive sound system. So let's see now. There's a lot of media out there that's promoting these. There's people saying that they're selling fairly well. That doesn't mean that they're good.
That doesn't mean they're good. Britney Spears sold really well.
But it means that people at least have an interest for something similar to this, or at least they're curious about it. So that's good. I got Brad Archives in the house. Brad's Archives in the house. He's got he might have a different take. Let's pull up the comment. I'll just read it for everyone here. I got to see my friend mess around with these, and they are truly bad. Never mind. I thought Brad was going to come in with like a kind of like,
Brad's saying what we're saying. We didn't want to hate it. We wanted to love it, and it was still crap.
I just think it's funny. I thought he might have a take that's not the same.
And if Brad doesn't like it, then come on. I feel vindicated. Like
Brad, look. Thanks for joining, Brad. I really appreciate all the work that you've done, and we've had a good relationship over the years with each other. And we've talked multiple times and done some videos together, actually. Brad, I would say he's a very good-natured person. He doesn't have a lot of bad things to say about Lego in general. About like. He's more in the medieval and castle, but like he's pretty level-headed, got a pretty fair take. In fact, he's kind of coming out and saying these things are no-go. I mean, we've lost guys. It's done. Let's see. I didn't want to hate them, but after actually seeing them in person and hearing the noises, it's worse than we imagined. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was saying with the MNR videos, where he was kind of going over each and every set, and he does a thorough review of every sound it makes. Every function it does, every feature and play feature it can do. And he's just like, these just don't work out. It's the bang. The buck is, you don't get the bang for the buck at all. So thanks for jumping in, Brad. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. That's good. That's vindication, that is.
Oh, sorry. I just like this quote. I can imagine quite a bit or quite a lot. The Han Solo quote. I'm sure it was something to do with another comment, but I just like to pull in that one.
Great line.
Yes, Spacer Nate. We just had roasted this earlier about why they didn't use the transclear parts for the Yoda set. It just looks like a bad tree, or a dumb tree. It does look like that's the swamp tree, but it's not.
Why? I can't get my head around that decision at all. Whatever. Cool. I mean, as a function. The function's cool.
Let's see, bro. I'll never promote these bricks. They don't actually do anything. I've seen way better sound bricks from Lego.
Well, Alien Conquest. I'll see you, Alien Conquest, and I'll raise you. Space Police 1.
So
Century's still there.
This is a perfect segue, and I didn't include all of their old tech, but here's what we got here. So now you've got a point with Brad. What did you say? The Alien Conquest had one.
Yes.
I forgot UFO had one of the coolest sound and light systems they've ever integrated into anything. I forgot to put this one up here. What was the other one? There was one more. Oh, like Lego City has had cool, almost more like a Playmobil, where it's a larger like siren piece you could clip on the top of you could it was just like make a siren and a light sound.
Yeah, they were great. I had loads of them, little black nut, and it connected to the 2x2 to the wide, to the 2x2 to the battery pack, and it'd go. It needed a siren, and then you could have a light and a siren.
Yeah. So going off of this, we have all of this, whatever this is, and then we have Lego Spaceport. We have Insectoids. We have Rock Raiders. We've got the Unitron, and we've got I included the light and sound Lego City Police truck, but this came on multiple city sets and helicopters and things like that. And it also came in a mad amount of space sets.
Yeah,
but this is the system I wanted to show. And then we have, of course, the traditional Lego light brick. I think out of all of these, the best one is the light and sound from the Legoland era.
Agreed.
This one was insane. This one, when I was a kid in the 90s, years and years after this thing came out, it blew my mind. Like as a teenager looking at it, I was like, this thing is so well designed.
Do you know why it was good as well? It was analog. So it was like you're connecting something to something. There's a little light. You understand the process. You've got to put the battery in. Like it was truly educational rather than mysterious, just tech, invisible tech. It was an actual analog process that you had to follow. And the rewarding sound, just like in analog music recording, was way better quality because it was just a richer sound, using a proper voltage, an actual voltage and current from a battery.
Yeah, 9-volt battery. You get a fresh 9-volt battery, pop that in one of these, you're going to have some real crisp sounds. Not to mention, the whole train system runs on a 9-volt battery on this space. The Unitron monorail is a 9-volt battery system, and it runs for a long time. Yeah. So let me explain for anyone who hasn't played around with a 9-volt brick. Battery box, and the little knob on the top here. So, and the light system, which actually they use some of these light systems all the way into the UFO line. That little siren light thing. Yeah. It's a white light. There's 2 white lights on that brick, and then you can use those colored caps to change the color. So you can put yellow, red, blue, whatever, and you can even do red and blue. And they're like these little sleeves that go over. They're a stud, like one stud in diameter, whatever size. Yeah. And then you can change that out. Not only can you do that, but when you clip this siren piece, this 1x4 siren piece, one way it does a light pattern, and you turn it around, it does a different light pattern. Yeah. And that's the same with this knob. You turn it one way, it has one sound effect. You turn it another way, it has a completely different sound effect. Yeah. And the sound is coming out of that tiny little knob piece.
Yeah. And it was loud. It was quite loud.
So that's crazy. Continuing on with this, they had plates with metal brackets, basically, or circuits built into the plates that came up through the studs, and you could run plates off of these battery boxes and add lights and sounds in other parts of your build by running these basically circuit board, like they're basic circuits.
Yeah, it was like a Lego breadboard, basically.
Yeah. It was exactly.
Dead cool, man. They were dead cool.
Out of
truly all educational,
truly educational, incredibly well done, awesome sounds and lights, and it lasted a very long time. It was a 9-volt battery doing little LED lights. That thing would go forever. So catch my breath. That I had to gas that up because this is one of the best.
No, it's true. This is your comparison. Lego, you've been measured and you've been found wanting because this is what we had, and it was better.
It was better, yeah, and this and in a certain sense, these are also wireless. That is a truck that can be run around the city without connecting any kind of charger or any kind of wire to it. Yes, the battery box is pretty big, but
But it's cool because it felt heavy. Like it was. You could send that down the hill or whatever. It was just good. It was just good.
Well, and they eventually use smaller batteries, like these little batteries, these button batteries for the light box bricks here. Look, here's the
button batteries. Button batteries are dangerous for babies and
that's true.
Anyone.
But if they're locked in with screws and they come inside them pre-installed, I don't think that's going to be an issue really. They also have fiber optics on the Exoforce sets. I don't know if you ever saw any of those, but they had button battery pressed Exoforce, and they had them run through fiber optics out to the tips of their weapons. Different things like that. It's pretty.
I've seen them. I've never seen one in real life, but I've seen them. Me and Doug Police one yesterday. Yeah, man, it's just so much better.
Okay, just the light brick on its own was more reliable. Yeah, that's just a very simple system. The only thing I would have changed with the light brick, and I know this would just burn it out because it goes out in like a day if you leave it on, but like it would have been kind of fun to have an on-off switch as opposed to a press button. It makes sense to preserve battery life to not, but like I do it's kind of sad. You have to push the chimney down every time you want the light to go on. Like, I'm gonna read all of these. I think we only have a few. They're kind of longer, but let's get into it. Also, the Soundwave sound brick that came in the Transformers actually made the noises. There you go, and added something to the set. The smart brick just makes it play even worse.
Well, it's I agree with you, Brad, and I think it's a little bit. I think we need to be, appreciate the fact that it's a bit more sinister than that, because it's actually taking away that imagination. It's stopping that vocalization. It's stopping that role play element that just comes organically from you, not having to rely on third party tech. It's another step towards making play now. Child's play is now reliant on a high technology, and I'm not down with that. Now, futurists will say, "Oh, whatever, he's just old-fashioned. He's stuck in the old way," and that may well be true. But I'm just trying to weigh it up, and it just look at this on here, this old stuff. It was just so much better and more educational, really. So I don't accept that argument.
Quality for sure is better on all of these. Every single one of these is better quality than the smart brick stuff. Again, the smart brick isn't a light brick. It just has lights in it. So that's even something. Like, you couldn't even use it for light, because like sometimes you could kind of jerry rig something in if you wanted, to put a light in something. Well, it's not really a light brick, but it has lights in it. You can activate now. It's just a blinking light. It's just adding a light feature, but it's not a light brick. I was also gonna say, like, so it's not like we haven't had toys for a long time that did sounds, or you press the button to press the doll, it says the thing, or you press Darth Vader and he says his lines. But that's the point. Like, and to your point, like, adding to play, encouraging creativity versus taking those features away from the child, or providing that instead of having them use their imaginations to come up with their own storylines, it's just doing this. If the thing actually did Darth Vader's voice...
I can't wait to hear what they actually sound like.
If it did Vader's voice, like, that would actually kind of be cool. I would have liked that as a kid, because I'm like, dude, you get the scary Vader voice.
I've got James Earl Jones coming out me bricks. That's all right, fair enough.
That's kind of fire.
But it's like The Sims.
But it's not even, so it's not even that. It's not even, like you said, I guess I'm just kind of trying building on what you're saying. It's not even adding the thing that a kid maybe couldn't do. Like, it's like, you can say the lines from the movie, but does it sound like the actual droid? Does it sound like the actual engine? Does it sound like the actual character's voice, the scary Darth Vader or the General Grievous? No. Like, so it doesn't even, like, we'll play our own stories and then add these as, like, special effects to our stories as we're playing as kids, right? And we get the cool Vader sound, and it's like, that's the punchline to my story. I was playing with my imaginative story. No, because it doesn't even sound like Darth Vader. You don't even get that payoff. That's the whole point, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm going whack, but like, it is whack is a good, It's all about rubbish, as you said earlier.
Yeah, it's all a bit rubbish, sire.
Let's see. Space Renee says it took them a while to master the light brick. It wasn't good with the Exoforce sets, but the one in the space space roller coaster is very nice. Yeah, well, this newer one, the Exoforce ones had some issues for sure. There was it was like a press down, and it would create the contact, and then and it was pretty weak. It wasn't it didn't last very long. But it was kind of a cool system that it was a clear brick that you could put the main function of it was to put a fiber optic clear hose out of it, and it would light that whole hose up, and it was pretty cool looking. So let's see. Black Falcon says these old 9-volt and electronic brick enhance the look of their respective builds. They look like they're part of it. They're fantastic.
Which is mad, because they're massive. They're 8x4x3 or whatever it is. So that's great that they did that. Anyway,
no, the smart brick looks like it's tacked to the build, onto the build. And it tracks. Yeah. Agreed. Sorry, I don't know why I was having trouble reading that fluently.
Probably because I interrupted.
Well, no, it was a well-written question or comment. That's a great point, actually. And I guess we kind of covered it a little bit, but all of these are integrated seamlessly into the sets. They actually, like he said, they enhance the build. They make it look better. When you have to degrade the quality of the set to integrate your technology into it, I think you've missed something.
Yeah,
that's all. That's what I'll say. So, like, I was going to make a joke about these things because of the way that like they've been promoted, and then some of them got released early and Lego didn't really care. It's like they already kind of gave up on it. Before the release date. I was going to say like, well, maybe they'll be valuable on the aftermarket by the time the sets are released, because we're already like full circle, like people are already cooking them. But let's see what else we got here. The Smart Brick is let's see, is the Smart Brick more compact than most of the others? Yes, but you have to take it,
shake it
to get it to do something, and it doesn't even do what is expected. Yep. So these are all fair criticisms. I mean, these are definitely all kind of on the same train. If anyone loves it, drop a comment. We got 20 people in here. We got about, a handful of them have been commenting multiple times. If there's someone sitting here thinking we're off base, feel free to drop a comment.
Yeah, and won't attack you or anything. Not like it's not like that. Like again, that's why I said at the beginning, in the middle, and I'll say now. Really want to like it. Trying to search for. Think, have I missed something? Am I just jumping in and piling on? I just think this is a case where the thing is generally, what did he say? You can't polish a turd.
Yeah, that's what they say. Brad says, or even if they did the noises from the old Lego Star Wars video games, that would have been so much better. That might be the best point.
Exactly.
It's a good one. If they had been like, hey, here's a brick, and maybe it's not even now we're just reinventing the whole system, but like, here's a brick that has these old Lego Star Wars, like when they fall off, it goes, the Yoda, and then you can hear the super kit noise when you collect the super kit, or the money sounds when the money comes out, or the building sound.
Yeah, that's it. We'll say that. You could have that be called the cool brick.
Yeah,
pitch that to them. The smart brick. So yesterday we want to. But I agree. And even then, like I still maintain my point about an app that goes with it, where you can download a different palette of sounds. That would have been more flexible. Get the Wolfpack sound bank.
Yeah, I mean that makes because I mean, so I think part of they're trying to cook too many frogs in the same pot. Like they wanted to do this wireless, they wanted to do it smart, they wanted to do sensors, they wanted to have motion, and then they wanted to have it screenless. And they've marketed it as screenless. But I'm like, this might be one time that the screens would have made sense, because you could have had, like you said, a library of sounds that if you want to integrate the smart brick into your into Lion Knight's castle, here's download this, and it pops those sounds in. Clip it into the one spot, whatever that was designed for it, and it makes the city sounds of the castle. It makes the joust sounds, the clinking of swords, the over the drawbridge, like little sound bites.
Yeah, exactly. Lord of the Rings clips, if they want to use their licensed and things, they could do them, bring that into it. But no, again, like it just, to me, if I was to hazard a guess, I would say this is a victim of too many cooks spoil the broth. I think there was probably just loads of people on a team being paid way too much money with way too much freedom, and it just never got refined properly, and they just decided on it. Just never. I feel like there's something a bit uncooked about it,
Totally. But sorry, Bricks and Figs Collectibles. No, I'm with you, man. I think we're all.
We've said that in many different ways now,
including a light kit, including a light kit like Lumi Bricks would have been fire instead of a smart brick. Yeah, if they had gone or gone a similar route to the 80s. Is it 80s when this came out, the light and sound kits? It must have been the 80s, right? Because those were all the old space stuff.
Yeah, it was like they were like 89, 88, 80. Yeah.
If they had gone this route where it was an integrated system of lights and sounds that you could build into your stuff, I think that would have been the way. Like similar to Lumi Bricks, but maybe with a little bit more compatibility or something like that. Because Lumi Bricks, you're actually like wiring a bunch of stuff, and it's a bit of a complex system. But they had it. I think they had it made with this light and sound. If they had just really tailored that more towards the modern day and made it somehow a little more streamlined, they could have been on it.
You've used it to train electricians.
For real, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Meccano.
For real, yeah.
My brother used to love Meccano more than Lego because it was like metal and you had proper, screws and you had to put all the stuff together. And he was more into that. And they could have sort of answered that scenario from all those years ago by putting another high like something that requires a bit more. But instead, we and I understand we're trying to be inclusive and do things. And it's a kid's toy, but again, we used to hold kids, make them reach up for stuff and give them challenges, and which just this is the opposite of sort of more mollycoddling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More sort of soft approach. I don't know.
No, I'm with you.
I don't know. And Trix Brits agrees. We're not off base. So
not off base. We got Chris Jones.
There you go.
Would there have been any consultation on the smart bricks, or is it just out of touch design? But, I mean, it's engineers and tech people putting this tech together. The set designs, going back to the set designs, I don't hate most of these things. So I don't know how much was design team and how much was like the tech guys putting this together. But like ultimately, I think there was a ton of testing and consultation. I think that's what Lego does best. Lego does test groups and focus groups better than set designs. Yeah. And that's a crazy thing to say, but that's true. They do more testing of their products than actually designing them. Like that, they're better at doing that. They got the research, but the research doesn't always work for them. I mean, the whole Dreams line did okay. I don't know that it did incredibly well. It's no Ninjago. It's no Star Wars. It's no, it did okay, Dreams, but I mean, the testing they did for that, the focus groups they did for that, all of the interviews and all the they did a whole thing with that, and it was fine. It was just okay. So I'm sure I'm sure they ran this thing through the ringer on tests, and I think maybe you get to the point where you can't see past your own thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is great. Let's put this on the market. We've been playing with this thing for days. Like, this is awesome. Throw it out there, and it's like, actually, it's not that awesome.
All I can think about is that Michael Bay scene in South Park where they're like, these are special effects, Michael, not ideas. I don't know the difference.
And
there we go. It wasn't
be
a cook-off, but
Lorb System says he can tell us. He can tell us.
I know what he's going to say anyway.
But he did. Like I said, he's been contacting me a little bit of some of the deeper research he's been doing just on the Lego company as a whole, and it's according to him. I haven't read what he sent me, but it's pretty bad. Let's see. This year Dreams looks slightly better than Smart Brick Star Wars. That's not saying much. Brad's Archive said
10 years. 10 years, honestly, 10 years.
I think someone was napping at work a lot and then threw this together last minute.
It's a good 10 year now.
Crazy 10 year. Well, so
10 years.
So that's probably true though, and 10 years might also include the Mario and like working off some of the tech and developing it differently for Star Wars, because like they're not. You could almost say it's even longer than that because they did all the stuff from the 80s and 90s and all the not smart stuff, but all the light and sound that they've integrated for a long time. But let's see.
This is a laugh riot.
Generally, what you guys are saying is very true. As someone who has actually heard it and seen people use it, it's just bad. And I really tried to find something to like about it, but there isn't. See, and I haven't actually got to play with it physically. So, Brad, you must have popped in. Well, you've got some connections. You probably got a hold of some of this stuff. But I know that I think the launch was a couple of days ago, so people actually could play with them in the stores and stuff. So maybe when I get up to an official Lego store at some point, I'll actually get to play with it a little bit. Sorry, I don't know why I popped that one back up there. It said it took them 10 years to do that. Well, the figs are licensed at, like I said, 2022. So that was several years ago, right? So they finally got the tech sorted and copyrighted in 2022. So let's see.
Years of the making.
How many of these should I pull up here? Someone might have said this, but one good thing is that it doesn't need a screen device with an app. Well, yeah. So that's we did pull that into play, and they actually marketed it that way. But like we said, I think I'd said a little earlier is like this might have benefited it to have an app connected to it, so you could upload different sounds and features and things like that, and get updates to this thing. So we'll see what happens, man.
What are we saying?
Imagine a smart brick. Oh, go ahead. Why don't you actually? Could you read this one while I get?
I've got it up big. That's all. I know you were trying to read it small. I've got it quite big. So imagine a smart brick with the metal connector points like the light and sound system. You could have a creative house with a light switch on the wall that you could tell the smart brick to turn on the lights. Yeah, exactly, James Westman. You're totally right. I was just saying how that analog circuitry from back in the day was just so much more pleasing, louder, better, brighter. And actually a truly educational, as we said before. So I couldn't agree more. I've heard it will have an app. K2 said.
If that's true, that's an improvement. If that's real, I haven't heard anything about an app development. But I'm not I'm not on the pulse of the breaking news all the time in the Lego world. But I try to get a decent amount of info. But let's see. I've heard it. Yeah, it will have an app, but only to add sounds. I mean, that's huge. If that's true, that would be actually decent. That's not a terrible thing. Yeah, I mean, this is as far as we're going to go in this, train towards more, I wouldn't say conspiracy, but it's true.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Is the threat to the agenda of the digital dependency.
Yeah.
And that
how long is it a conspiracy till it's in play?
I mean, it's not a conspiracy. I won't say it's a conspiracy. I just didn't want to,
No, I agree. I totally know I know why you're making that disclaimer. And I agree. Because you shouldn't talk about what you don't know, but it is that dependency.
It is true, though. I'm not also going to pretend like this isn't real, right? This is a very true sentiment.
They're coming for your imagination.
So yeah, if you're not locked into that, that what I call synthetic reality, you're not on the train with the way they want things to go. So if you're falling back, dude, I got the DVD libraries.
That train goes straight to the capital, so I'm all right.
I'm the guy with all the. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I got all the books and all the DVDs. So when they finally get to that point, they're gonna find this video and be like, we know who's got we know who's reading the books. We know who's got them. Get them, go get them. But I mean, I do the DVDs and the VH and the not the VHS. I have some of those, but the Blu-ray, because quality's better almost 100% of the time because I'm not streaming anything. There's no ads at all, and there's
it's mine. No one can take it away from me.
It's mine. Yeah, I can play it or watch it or stop it or whatever whenever I want. And also, there's an insane amount of special features that you can't get in the streaming services most of the time. So I'm sitting here. I have a huge DVD library, and I'm always buying more because they're like $5 at the thrift shop or
even less.
Less. Yeah. Actually, that's true. They're closer to like $3 at most.
What me and my wife do, just quick segue. If something comes up on the TV on the streaming, that looks good, but it says you have to pay. If we really want to watch it, we'll just grab the DVD off eBay because you can guarantee if it's like a rom-com or something. I mean, I've got a really good DVD library of the classics, but if it's just something we want to watch, it'll be like a quid. Literally £1 or £1.50 or £2 on eBay. We just get them because if anything happens with the signals and stuff, then we've got entertainment. So I think it's the dependency on the central thing all the time with them.
Yeah,
they are.
Well, and I mean, obviously you're not going to get DVDs and and Blu-rays and such with some of them. Maybe the newer stuff. Eventually, they're going to stop making them if they are. So they may have already, but that's fine because most of the new stuff is garbage anyway.
Exactly.
So I've still got a trillion DVDs of things I haven't seen and movies that I haven't watched that I could go buy still. So I'm not going to be lacking for any entertainment as far as that goes. Not to get completely sidetracked, but yeah, I mean, Trix has been building up a VHS collection.
VHS, yes. VHSs.
I specifically bought the VHS of Prince Valiant. Have you watched that or know about that?
I don't know.
It's based on the old comic books and like a newspaper, like serial newspaper comics about. It's Prince Valiant. I mean, you can look him up, but they did a live action.
I know. I'm aware of him. I can only think of Prince Valium and Spaceballs, though. The guy who keeps falling asleep.
Sure. But dude, Prince Valiant is a fantastic. It's like the Errol Flynn Robin Hood. I mean, it's so cool. It's like a live action, kind of goofy because it's old castle, like
amazing. No, that's the best stuff.
They got the Black Knight, they got the Viking ship, they got the singing sword and the Knights of the Round Table. Playing found there's a huge siege at the end of the movie, like it's all there, dude. And it's a VHS. I couldn't find it on any like other way to get it, so I bought the VHS. So
old school, man.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. All right, let's see. So yeah, I think that's our take on the smart brick. It doesn't look like most of the people here in the chat or ourselves are really going to go out of our way to get any of these in hand. I would absolutely love to actually build up my light and sound system more and get more of the plates.
That's all this has made me think is I've got to go get some original light and sound because we're not going to get
more of that. I have a handful of it. You know, I actually think I have all of these sets that I'm showing here, except for maybe the Rock Raiders one. So I'd like to get one of those eventually. But yeah, I know these work because I've had them all in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
They're all incredible. So
yeah, no, I agree. They're all ace. My next big step's a monorail. I still don't own a space monorail, and I should own a space monorail.
Yeah,
it's looking like the Futuron one's going to be the easiest to get.
Really, over the Unitron.
Yeah, Futuron one's easier to get and cheaper, but I want the Unitron one anyway because it's just got so much more going on.
Every time I go a lot because me and my daughter, when she's not at school, there's a couple of days a week where we kind of hang out together and we pop over to Goodwill, which is our big, thrift store chain over here. And I'm always coming back with at least two. There's hundreds of them for like $2.99, $3.99. So. Always getting Goodwill DVDs. All right, final thing. We said it was a little bit of this smart brick. It's been a lot of this smart brick. No mocks today. I had a couple ideas to bring some in, but we're just going to stick to the smart brick news, I guess, if you want to call it. We're not going to do that. But there's something kind of cool, or at least a little bit of a breath of fresh air after the smart bricks. Whether you love them or not, we'll find out. But we do have these images, and I believe these are marked as safe to share. So I'm going to drop these on here. We have the series minifigs coming out. What is this? Oh, it's right there, 29. Series 29 minifigs. Let's talk about these guys before we sign off today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's only 12. Did they get up to like 16 at one point or something like that? I thought they used to.
Well, sometimes they don't show all of them on the front. Like, I don't know if you remember the Wolfpack.
That's true.
The Wolfpack guy isn't on the front of that one, but he's in that series. That is a couple of sealed Wolfpacks. Yeah, but
I'm not sure.
There might be more.
If Brad's still in the chat, because I would usually ask Jamie, but Jamie's more like locked into the lore of the old ways. So he would know more of those questions. Brad might know if there's only 12 or not in this series. So if you're still in chat, drop us a comment and let us know if this is all we're getting in this series or not. So first impressions, you kind of mentioned you're not over the moon with these ones.
There's nothing for me here. Maybe a brown dragon. Maybe I like the unicorn woman's torso and dress is cool, but if that unicorn's head is chrome silver, then I'll use it. I'll use it for Aquazone and pretend it's some sort of underwater gem. Maybe like the sort of space dino guy with the battery, the Reptoid guy. I could make a space faction with that. I've got some thoughts. Maybe the little chef torso, the brown one that could be medieval. But nah, there's nothing for me here, dude.
Oh yeah. No, I feel that. There's a couple things I like. I'll point them out in a second. I actually did want to pull in. Someone mentioned
the cat's cool as well.
I hope they don't. Where's the cat? Oh, the little cat. He's sitting down. I like that.
Like a bit more shaggy and got a two-tone grey. He's cool.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that I hope they don't waste an episode of the Lego Masters TV show to do a smart brick. They probably will, dude. What are we talking about? Come on,
and they'll be like, "It's the best thing ever."
Yeah, they're gonna have to. You have to use it in like 4 ways, and it has to do certain things. Someone's going to get disqualified for not using the smart brick good enough. That's going to be crazy. Yeah. Someone else said, I just wanted this funny. Looking forward to your smart brick mocks. Yeah. So I don't have any smart brick mocks this time, so we're not going to get into that. But
when I've got 700 spare quid, I'll get some dumb bricks. And
stereo V. Yeah. We're back in the VCR for those.
Man.
Those analog videos. Let's see. Here we go.
What do you think about this, though, Jason?
Well, let me read this comment, and then I'll give you my hot takes on this one. Let's see. Not much for Castle Sally. Maybe the chocolate dragon would work. I think you said that as like a wood carving. That's actually a fun idea. Definitely some parts for the elf woman on the elf woman, and maybe some parts on the steampunk girl. Yeah, I'm kind of with James on this one. This is most of my take as well. Let me. Someone said something smart. Who said that? That they said that there was 12 to collect right here. I wanted to give credit to whoever said that, but it's probably just 12.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, good, right.
It's literally printed in front of our face.
I apologize, I completely didn't see, but it is true they did have some images with some that weren't included in previous lines. That was my only thinking.
These are. Here's the thing, dude. I like the image here, the variety, the things we're looking at. I like them more than any of the pretty much any of the licensed ones. I had fun with some of the Harry Potter licensed ones. I had some fun with some of the Disney licensed ones. I'm not a huge Disney guy. Harry Potter is cool, but like whatever. You get most of those figs, it seems like, in the sets anyway. There's a couple fun things there. Don't like the holiday ones too much. I don't like and I don't like the costume ones. So the ones we just got that are on shelves right now, there's very little in there for me. There's not much appeal to me. This is what I liked when the very first CMF series dropped, was this view, like this image. There was so much variety. There's so many different things going on. There's a little bit for everybody, but maybe there's not, a ton for one of the other faction or whatever. So seeing the image makes me happy. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I like the green monster. Actually, I could put him in my monsters mansion. He's cool.
I like the green monster. Yeah. So out of these ones, definitely, I know you're not huge on the unicorn. I have the unicorn castle. My buddy bought it for me as a kind of a gag gift, but I also had mentioned that I kind of liked it. So I have a bunch of these dumb little unicorns. So I'd like, why not add this one to it?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's a chrome horn, but it does look clear, or like
it'll be a glass, like the glasses. Yeah. It's just the way it's shot, but it does kind of look like the old chrome silver from Aquazone. But that would be amazing. Yeah, if I was going to get. Right, I normally get in the space one. I bought 3 in the the when it was we had a good run, didn't we, with the goat herder and then the space the 3 I would get is the chocolatier, the green monster, and the unicorn woman. Just because I like the unicorn woman torso and dress, and that could definitely go. Well, her as a whole could just go into one of my elvish monsters.
Yeah, she's got kind of a decent hairpiece. I like the crown molded. I think she's got gold hair though, so that might not be super great. It's a little more fantasy. That's fair, but I'm not against any of that.
I'm not against fantasy. That's good. That's fine. The witch is too playful to go in with the Fright Night.
I don't like the witch. Yeah, she's too. It almost looks like a witch cosplay kind of thing. Witch. But they've also done like 10 like very realistic witches in BAM and like sets and CMF, so it's not like we need another one that looks like a ghoulish witch. Like, this is kind of a fun take, I guess. Ninjago fans are gonna lose it for this guy. This cosplay. It's either Lloyd, the Green Ninja, as a cosplayer, or it's just him as like a cool version of himself. I don't know why they put a Ninjago guy in here. That's kind of crazy to me. I'm not sure what the story is there, but I like the steampunk girl. I absolutely love this combined like blunderbuss weapon with the machete on the bottom. It's such a cool mold. It's fun. I don't know if that came off of another series of something or if this is just for her. That's cool. Even the octagonal kind of barrel on there, giving it that black powder kind of vibe, like
steampunk, like the end of a bolt and molded onto it.
So she's cool.
She goes well with the last steampunk CMF, doesn't she?
Totally. Then it's always fun to get the two that go together, right? The series, the duos. Bionicle's fun for people that like Bionicle. I'm not a huge Bionicle guy, but I did see someone 3D print minifigs scale little canisters, and they're like,
I bet that'll be a popular minifig on this.
We need all of them. So you can put them in the little.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see. I'd like to see what the musician's torso's like behind the tuba, because it might be compatible with Pirate Soldiers, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like you were saying that at first glance, that kind of looked like a Red Forestman's hat, didn't it?
I thought it was, dude. So just for like an instant, I was like, "Is that?" No, I guess not. But it had that shape a little bit. I was like, "Man,
just a touch of a point."
That would have been awesome. Don't like the soccer player. That's just because I don't care about that.
No.
You know, the little fish is fun. The little
diver.
Nemo fish is cool. Divers is fun, but I like the old divers. I don't like a lot of the new city diver stuff. Yeah. But the hair on her is kind of cool. It looks like it's almost underwater, so that's kind of a fun touch. Dino, my son likes the dino. The Robo Dino is fun. The reason
the color scheme I don't like.
Yeah, this color scheme's kind of weird. The reason I love this garbage monster is the skeleton of that fish, and we got the Dungeoneers here.
Yeah.
Skeleton of the fish.
Yeah,
so that faction. I feel like I could really use that skeleton fish.
Well, you're gonna need like 6, 7, or 8 of them.
Yeah,
you're gonna do like the crossfish things on your castles and that.
We'll see. It just seems like maybe a really fun piece I could integrate into that lore that I've created with some of my custom factions. So that's why I really like that.
I didn't clock that actually, and I like the figure itself on like in terms of the figures as a whole, because a lot of this I'm looking at bits of each one and saying I'd like the chocolate dragon.
Totally, yeah.
I'd like that is the figure that I like the whole. I quite like it would be the green monster, because I have got some monsters that will go in a haunted mansion when I finally get around to building that. So he'll just make a nice addition there, and the head mold is cool. You know, like he looks quite uniformed. And but again, I think I need a closer look at the full torsos, front and back, on all of these to really make up my mind. But I don't think there's much here for me.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's bits and bobs from all of them that are kind of fun. But as far as like if you're only going to get 1 or 2 of them, I'd say Steampunk Girl, Unicorn Girl, and maybe the Monster Guy. Those are my top 3, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
The Wooden Dragon or the Chocolate Dragon guy's cool, or gal's cool, but like might want to find that on like a Bricklink or something.
Oh, have I been saying Wooden Dragon? Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm just saying that because he's brown and I could use it.
No. Someone in the chat.
Someone said it, didn't they? Yeah. I've realised she's a chocolatier, isn't she? She's a chocolatier and she's making a chocolate dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. Game Guru says, man, this series is exciting. So many good figs and customs for medieval figs without a clear figure taking it all like the Wolfpack. That is true, actually. The Wolfpack kind of broke it.
I think that's why they do that. Because people just all buy that one, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Smack 109 says, what do you think of the new BAM Jester? He's like a purple kind of beige looking guy. He's fine. It's fun to have another one to add to the troop. I'm always for that. Like, I think that's cool. I don't hate it. It's not like my go-to. I wouldn't like be like, that's my favorite Jester at all. But like, I think it's a cool that there's an option to add another color to the, because they have like 5 of them or 4 of them now or something like that. So it's cool to have all those. Skeleton fish. Yep. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Brilliant.
I want a bag full of those skeleton fish.
Man.
Really do.
Man. And even not just for the dungeon, for the rivermen as well, like in their barrels for the fish they've eaten, and
totally
for the dogs and stuff in the wolf
It's
pack.
a perfect piece. It might be the best piece in this whole thing. I love the combination weapon gun with the bayonet there, but it's not very practical or realistic. I do love it, but it's not. It's kind of goofy. The best piece in this whole series might be that.
Might be that fish. Unless that unicorn thing is chrome silver.
That's true. If that was chrome silver, that'd be
and you can take it off then. But again, just like Lego money, that'll be so expensive to collect them up en masse to make a nice looking chest full or whatever.
I'm with you there. Yeah. Oh, even pirates
cool, on
the beach, having skeleton fish.
Yeah,
it's just a great piece.
Yeah.
James wants a bunch of them as well. Nothing like Series 29 for us Lego Castle fans. Was that the Wolfpack one? No, he's
saying there's nothing in this one for us. There's apart from that fish, if the Dungeoneers are on your radar, which they should be. So if you don't know who the Dungeoneers are, go and check out Jason's page, because they're a sick faction.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, man. And we'll probably at some point have to do like Dungeoneers live stream maybe or something. We did it with Andrew, our old with the Let's Talk About Lego series I did like a year ago with Andrew. That ran for about that ran
3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years. There's hundreds. There's like 100 or so or more videos.
It's a wealth of knowledge in there.
But We did one with Rivermen and Dungeoneers and some of my other mobs and stuff, but we'll probably bring those in at some point.
I've been mocking Brickstop stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
So when that day comes, I've got some stuff ready. But yeah, no, I'm not dead disappointed. I think I'm almost happy about this set, even though there isn't much for me, because I can see that there's loads of cool stuff for loads of other people. And you know, we had a good run with the Bat Knight and the Goat Herder and the Mtron and Ice Planet and the Wolf Pack. Like, I've been pretty satisfied with CMF, so quite happy for other people to get stuff they like. And it's cool that they're doing like a little Bionicle guy and everyone's favorite Ninjago guy as a more specialized figure or cosplay. And then there are some really, and then again, the Fishbones just makes up for for that. And then the dragon.
Bunches of them. Yeah, so many Fishbones. That's a good point with the Bionicle and the Ninjago kind of falling into some of these. It's fun to see that happening because those are their in-house themes. Those are, some of their more successful ones actually. But like, because we got, like you said, the Wolfpack guy and Mtron and all of that. Those are also in-house themes, classic Lego stuff. So it's kind of fun to see. These aren't just kind of out of pocket like slime monsters, dino dragons and stuff.
I'm not being dead selfish. Other fans need servicing, and that's it's always lovely to see that because I don't want to just take. Would I have loved a pirate in here or a castle guy? Loved it. Would have loved it, but whatever.
But that pirate gal with the
is there another one this year? Is there another series of these coming this year? Is this it for 2026 CMF?
So in my brain, the way I think, it seems like there would be another one coming because we're pretty early in the year, but like I don't actually know. So
none of us really know, but generally speaking, there's normally 2 in a year, as I remember.
When was the animal costumes one that is current? Is that this year too?
Or is that the last of? I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah. Someone can maybe drop the chat. I'm way
probably
back.
Was.
There's more actually comments on this almost than the Smart Brain.
Yeah, this is the second one. Yeah. This would have been the lion's share of the episode, if not. But unfortunately, I haven't got too many hours to talk about it. Although it is very good, and there is lots to like here.
Luigi1227 says, "I was hoping the chef would be a callback to Mama Briccoloni from the Lego." Yeah, that would have been great. Cool. Yeah. Good, that'd be good. We got Trick Brick says that he loves that there's both a living and a dead fish in this series. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah. We got Nemo and his friend, I guess. Let's see. So let me pull in a couple more comments, and we're gonna wrap it up. Call it a day. We got we're in about an hour and a half. Yes, this is no Black Knight's 3-hour discussion, but yes, this is actually one of the most insane things that I need is a bayonet clip for my muskets. I've tried. I mean, I've seen BrickCon people do it where they have the troop holding the little saber next to it with their other hand. Kind of works. I've used the little old black rubber bands to rubber band, cutlasses to the end, and it looks pretty good, but the rubber bands degrade. So, so many other like Mega Bloks has those clips. Like,
I got some like third-party green coat soldiers, and they'd got like a version of the rifle with an added bayonet, but I must say they were very flimsily done.
Yeah,
the bayonet keeps on clipping. So.
I've done my best because we're gonna do a big pirate mock soon, probably for BrickCon this year. It's gonna be massive.
I can't wait for that.
We're gonna do ships, forts, little town, volcanoes, islanders, all of it. We're gonna try and really fill it. And I have hundreds of these red coats and blue coats to put in the fort and on the ships and stuff. And I can't put bayonets on any of them. I'm trying to figure out a good way to do that. I might fold and get like a bunch of third-party ones, but actually I'll probably do that now that I'm saying it out loud.
Well, what have you got to do? You've got the cutlass, you've got the rifle. Both are a bar. Both are the bars. You've got to get a clip to clip. Well, the only clip to clips are quite long, aren't they? Those clip to clip arms. So the only illegal brick, there's a third-party brick that's just a stud with a stud on the other side, so it's just 2 studs, so you can glue 2 things. You could glue 2 clips with one of them and clip.
Yeah, but then you're getting too far down. Like it's just too long. Down. Yeah, it has to be basically like you said, it's got to be a double clip. I'm thinking like the only
Lego string, wrap some Lego string around and then
you got to tie them. You could tie them. I don't mind using the saber as the bayonet, the cutlass, because it's fine. It's a little bigger maybe than it would look like, but it's kind of a larger than life kind of look, and it stands out nicely.
There's a few smaller knives, isn't there? The diver's knife, the Aquazone knife.
But
stuff.
see, if the clip is chunkier than the point of the bayonet, it just looks stupid. So it's like it really gets to the point where it just doesn't work. I mean, there's that one where it's a newer piece where it's a stud with a clip connected to it. You remember that piece? I tried messing with that a little bit, but there's no like good knife style piece with a stud connection on it. It just without it just getting out of control. It's very you're working within small parameters.
Yes.
And as soon as you get slightly outside those, it just looks absolutely garbage. So
agreed.
It's hard to get that done. Nobody cares about the smart brick. Yeah, you can rewind the video and listen to all of us not caring for an hour about it.
Crusader says the flintlock muskets and the rifles look good with the axe heads. That's interesting.
Oh, the Viking axe heads. I'll look at that. Actually, I'm tempted because I do like doing like authentic Lego parts if I can. Let's see. You either use the saber or the knife piece. The knife piece might look. I would agree, James, that it's a closer size realistically. But when you're messing with clips and things, getting that extended blade actually adds to the profile of the whole piece a little better than the stumpy knife. But bayonets are pretty long.
Swings and roundabouts, like you can see here, the knife sticks out further than the barrel. It's just that she's got the flame on, hasn't she? The steampunk.
Let's see what. Let's see. Lorem System says, I'm not liking the hair with the hat standard that seems to have crept into all these new.
Yeah, no, I mean either.
It's interesting. Yeah, I guess because we have so many hats without hair molded to it, I don't care that much. But that's a good point. You don't want all of them to be like that. That really limits your customization abilities there for sure. So I think
there you go.
I think that's it, man. I think we're gonna call it there. The rise and fall of the smart brick before it's even launched. Well, it's launched now, but we'll see. That's my little hyperbole or my little tongue in cheek. We'll see if it really does fall, or if it's a wild success. But when you get people as prolific, or not prolific, but as in the community as Brad, talking to other people like Duck Bricks of all people, about these things, and realizing that they're not even close to sold on these things.
No,
actually, complete opposite, to be honest. I mean, the only people I see who haven't completely dumped it are land members, because I don't think they're allowed to.
Nope.
And other like non-Lego related pages, like Popular Mechanics type pages and stuff like that, who Lego has coerced into reviewing their stuff. But the comments below all of those videos are pretty hard to watch. They're pretty rough. Yeah. Like you scroll through a lot of rough stuff in those comments. So
I think for Lego, as you say, Jason, do better.
Yeah, do better. Do better, Lego. Sometimes you just got to do better.
And there we are.
And that's it. Sassbands KC says, W Stream Gents will rewatch tonight. Hey, thanks for jumping in at the end there. Appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate all the rewatches, the shares, the likes, the comments. We try to respond to all of them. And so feel free. Don't be shy. Jump in the comment section, and we'll talk to you guys next week. That's been another episode of Brickstuff Live. Thanks for joining me, Jim. It was a good time.
No worries, man. Thank you both for having me. This has been great. And I'll see everyone next week.
All right. Take it easy, guys. We'll see ya